This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I'm here with Alex Patinios from Dionysus Wines and Spirits. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing fine, Jamie. Thanks for coming and being with us.
Well, it's not often I get this far north. It's giving me I'm getting kind of lightheaded coming up here, up on Shepherd. Now, Alex, I think the first question I'd like to ask you is, how did you get interested in wines and spirits? Can you remember your very first experience of alcohol?
Well, one's very vivid, and it was drinking brandy with my uncle in Cyprus after a hard day working in his lumber mill. And I was there for 4 months on a co-op work term. And the way it works there is he's up in the mountains. Is all the family when he needs extra work, you go up there, and nothing better than working really hard for a day and then having dinner. And then you have a couple of glasses of brandy with dinner, and then a couple while you watch the news, and then there's no TV. The service goes off at 8 p.m. And just enjoying that brandy after a hard day was really that's one of the earliest alcohol memories I have.
And how old were you at this point?
Oh, I would have been like 19. 19
or thereabouts. Yeah. Okay, and how did we go from brandy in Cyprus to where you are today? How did you find yourself in the wine and spirits business?
Like many people in this business, so we get a lot of fire trucks and stuff in the neighborhood. Like many people, unless your last name is Gaia or Rothschild or Antinori, you end up stumbling into the wine business. And certainly 30 years ago, we weren't at the level of the alcohol beverage business where it is today, where there's actually, you can go to university and study alcohol beverage. And so for me, I was in business school, and I remember all of my uncles and my dad complaining at the family dinner tables that they couldn't get the beer and the wine and the brandy from the homeland because the LCBO was so hard to navigate. And I was there, thinking, hey, I'm in university, I'm a business, going to be a business graduate. Hey, how hard can this be?
So that was Waterloo in 1991 you graduated.
So Wilfrid Laurier, absolutely. Business school. So this was November 1990. I got my license with the Alcohol and Gaming Commission, and we started representing our first winery from Cyprus with the idea of being an agency to be the king of Greek wines in Canada. That was kind of the business model when we started the business.
Okay, were Greek wines such a hard sell back then?
They were, and I mean the great thing, it was kind of right place at the right time. The Greek wine industry and the Cypriot wine industry were going through a bit of a revolution, and they were improving quality. They were looking to export, and so it was kind of a good place to be at the time. And we had some really good success and some really nice people at the LCBO. There's some people that gave me listings not because maybe the product or I was deserving of them, more I call it a sympathy listing. They really felt, and this exists at the LCBO. It is amazing that big government bureaucracy, they saw a young, energetic person who wanted to get into the business, and so they helped me out with giving some listings that turned out to be really good listings, and that was kind of our start back in the early 90s.
And how have you seen things change over all these decades in the business?
The one constant in this business is change. So many things have evolved. Is one, it's become a serious business. That you've had a lot of consolidation. You've had the LCBO and a lot of the liquor boards in Canada that have grown up. For them it's big business and not just government bureaucracies. So they really look at it from a business perspective. They look at it from a consumer perspective, which is fantastic. So huge sea change in how the LCBO looks at the business. But from the supplier side, it is serious business. There's a lot of competition. That's the other thing is the fragmentation in the business. The number of companies looking to access the Ontario market is huge. The growth in the domestic business has been absolutely phenomenal. You went from having one craft brewery in 1990, which was the Brick, to now well over 200 breweries. And the same thing, Ontario craft cider didn't exist. Craft distillers didn't exist 15 years ago, and now we've got 40, 50 craft distillers. So great evolution in the industry, and also the other thing about the alcohol beverage business is the amount of sharing, the openness of the business, even though they're competitors. So the improvement in quality is immense because of the sharing between wineries, both viticulturally, technologically, winemaking practices. It's hard to find a bad bottle of wine today.
How has your portfolio evolved since those first Greek wines that you imported?
Well, we still are the largest agent of Greek wines and spirits in Ontario. We probably are about 60% of the entire Greek category in the province.
Wow.
Back in the late 90s, Greek wines would have been 80% of our business, and today Greek wines are only 2% of our business. And not that our sales of Greek products have declined, but we've seen huge growth in the other parts of our business, whether it's Spain, New Zealand, Argentina, Italy. So the other parts of our business have grown dramatically.
What percentage of your business is wine and what percentage is spirits and or beer or cider?
Yeah, so about high 70s% is wine. So we're still primarily a wine-focused company. About 20% of our business is ready to drinks. So brands like Pop Shop and Jaw Drop.
Alco Pops, I think they call them in there.
Correct. Alco Pops, we call them RTDs, ready to drink. It's an interesting segment to be in. There's a lot of creativity, both in packaging and styles and flavors. Basically, there's no limit to what you can do. We just launched Pop Shop Pineapple, which is doing fantastically out of the gate. And the change in flavors and trends, I remember a few years ago, everyone was thinking green apple would be the flavor of the summer for RTDs.
I know that flavor, yeah.
But we missed the mark. Clearly, the consumers weren't that interested in green apple flavored RTDs. We do some spirits. We do Beluga vodka. We do Angostura rum, and we just launched a great Irish gin called Drumshambo Gunpowder Irish Gin, and we're now working with a few breweries as well. But so probably about almost 80% wine, 20% RTDs, and there's just a few percentage points. That's going to add up to 102% if anyone's doing the math of spirit and beer.